So guys, I am now coming to like 16 weeks post-show, and I thought it would be a good time to maybe get some blood work done. I haven't had blood work done in a long time, and I put it off a lot because the finger prick version has some limitations, and I don't like needles or going out of my way to go and get blood drawn. So I found this Thriva company who have a auto draw device that takes capillarized blood, and you just kind of slap it on here, it does its thing. So I'm excited to try that out and kind of review it for you, and obviously I'll go over my blood test results as well. So let's run through this. Alcoholic swab. So now I need to press the red button down firmly for 2 seconds until you hear a click, then release. Oh, didn't take that off. There you go. Set a timer for 5 minutes now. So now I'm waiting until it fills to 600 on here, which actually I can't even tell if it has filled up that high already. I'm gonna have to check in the mirror. So I just spoke to Charlotte actually because she just came downstairs, and apparently this one's filled. So that means I don't have to wait the 5 minutes. It says, fill your tube to the required level. When filled, if you only have one tube, continue to step 3. If you have 2 tubes, which I do, I have this other one here, which I'm gonna have to try and attach. Gently remove the first tube, taking care not to dislodge this auto draw device. Attach the second tube and repress the button for 1 second. Your skin will not be punctured again. Okay, so I need to somehow do this. Then the other one's going in. Okay, hopefully that's enough. And then 1 second. Whilst that one's filling, it says I should, before mixing, place the coloured cap onto the tube, push down until it clicks. I guess it has. It says for the yellow, gently turn the tube upside down at least 10 times. Your blood will become thicker and solidify and won't mix with the yellow gel. I mean, it hasn't mixed with the yellow gel at the bottom, which is good because I'm doing this maybe a bit late. This one seems to be filling up quite a bit more slowly. I don't know if you can repress the button. I'm not going to, just in case, and just let it do its thing. But yeah, bit of a mess. So this purple tube only needs 250, up to the 250. Do you think that's done? I can check. Yeah. So then you put the cap on, and apparently you swirl it for 20 seconds. So until I can see my recording time has got to 45 seconds. There you go, 45 seconds. So now it says, remove the auto draw device by peeling away from one side. Remove the tube from the device with a slight twist and pull down. I mean, I've already done that. So this, just simple. Apply, so then I guess I'll put that over there. Apply pressure to the upper arm with the sterile gaze, and apply a sticker if you're not allergic. Is there a sterile gaze? Oh, I see. This. So it's good with these, they give you everything. Like there's even the plasters here, which you may or may not need, depending. And they actually give you a couple as well, which is quite nice. So then after this, label and pack all the tubes. So that's what we'll be doing. So as you've seen, I think the first time is always going to be a bit of uncertainty of how to do the process, but it works super simply. And actually, I think you do it more efficiently and quickly after you've done it the first time. I don't expect to do this super regularly, but maybe every 6 months or so, just to see what's going under the hood. As long as I'm happy with the results and the process and everything, I see no reason kind of not to think about doing that. Let's do the whole process so that you've seen it. So 2 little plasters, all very simple. So let's package this up and show you that. So Thriva give you this prepaid postage bag to put everything in, and so I'm just walking to my nearest post box to get that sent out now, because yeah, the obviously the blood's in there. You don't want to be leaving them for ages. You want to turn that around pretty quickly, otherwise I guess the sample will go bad. So guys, I am here reviewing my results from that. They actually came back very quickly, which is great. I can't remember exactly, but within a week they came back. So the stuff to look at, let's quickly go over it, and then I'll jump into the things that I think matter a bit more. So my B12 being a bit high, I don't think is something that is of a concern. I actually would kind of expect it to be pretty high. Then everything else, like all normal. So you can see here, they have like these ranges where it's like, this is optimal, this is normal, this is abnormal, and then this is like problem. So for the most part, all of mine are landing like within optimal to normal ranges, which is great. Again, all normal on that front, normal again. My HbA1c, they didn't get enough of a sample, but I filled the requirements, so I was a bit put off by that. But you can see down here I've got a 13 credit balance, because 13 pound balance, and that's because they kind of refunded me it, I guess. Then my kind of liver blood test results, all very normal. And again, I'd expect that. I'd expect all these things being normal. The things I was most interested in was these two. So with testosterone, when you diet and you get prep lean, you basically go hypogonadal, which means you have like the lowest testosterone you're probably going to ever have generally, and you would be outside of the normal range. You would be abnormal. And so it was great to see that I was within normal range. Of course, people have mentioned this as I uploaded some of this to Instagram a while ago. It'd be great to get free test as well. But ultimately, what I care about is just like testosterone generally. So it was good to get that confirmation that, hey, actually, my testosterone is in the low normal range. And traditionally, I've always known that my testosterone lands low normal. So I actually have my Medi checks from many years ago, because I don't do bloods very often. So this is from 2019. So this came back, and my testosterone, as you can see here, was at 16.6. So here we're at 11.4, and 16.6 is again towards like the lower middle range. So I've just never had high testosterone. Multiple reasons probably for that, but I was happy enough to see that it was normal, and I expect it will only increase next time I get this measured. So I'm interested to see where it goes as well. And then thyroid, again, I expected that this might be a bit off, because again, when you diet, your thyroid gets impacted and it's a bit high. And I expected it to be a bit high, given that it would likely raise during my TSH would likely raise during a contest prep diet. So the good news is it was again normal. So this kind of confirmed that, hey, I'm through, like, not only am I subjectively feeling pretty recovered, I'm objectively pretty recovered from like under the hood. What are my bloods saying? So I think it's pretty cool to see. But I do personally think, just in general, I don't think bloods are by any means a must for naturals, because we should be doing a lot of healthy things that mean that they're in a decent place. If you feel like anything is off, or if there is anything where it's like, I'm doing everything right, but something seems off, then definitely go get them checked. For example, you're at healthy body fat, you're eating plenty of protein, your diet is really wholesome and brilliant, but like you have limited libido. And like even after like taking stress down, deloads, whatever, like you're low stress, like low fatigue, all of this, and you've still got like a low libido, probably good to go check out
get some blood work done to see where things are at. So I do think that would be useful. But yeah, that's really where mine are at. And again, it's not a bad thing to get checked like every 6 months. I think it's generally, if you want to kind of cross every T, dot every I, and be the best you can be, it's probably a good thing to invest in if you have some money. And so, yeah, that's kind of where my levels are at, and what the results were, and just the summary of my thoughts on blood tests. And then finally, to give a review of Thriva. So you can see there I've done Medichecks and I've done Thriva now. And the auto draw device is a big plus, I would say. Using the finger prick, which is very common for like many home blood tests, it's a bit awkward and challenging to like do effectively. It can create a bit more of a mess, and I have had it lead to more miss results. The auto draw device, especially once you've used it once, I think is pretty damn simple. You just plop it on your shoulder, push it down, and then it essentially acts like a leech almost to draw the blood into the container. Obviously, when I removed that first one, I then got like blood on me because it had some left on there. I don't know if there's a way around that. I don't know if that's common. That's a bit annoying, but much less messy than using a finger and like having to like squeeze it out, and it's all a bit of a faff. I also don't want to like go see a phlebotomist to get them to draw my blood. It's a bit just awkward, basically. Like, I don't know where I would need to go for that. You can arrange it to have, and I've done this before, have someone come round and do it, but I just don't like needles. I don't like that process particularly. What I will say is, though, is when they are interpreting, I don't know if they take this into consideration, but the science, like looking at, okay, this is normal testosterone, what they're basing that off is not capillarized blood. They're basing it off like your blood from your veins, where they're using their typical draw. So I don't know if they take that into consideration, that they're using capillarized blood, because this is obviously not going into a vein when it's drawing that. So that could lead to a bit of a misinterpretation of some results, but I doubt it's a huge impact and influence there. And then obviously they give you some feedback, just like Medichecks does. They have like one of their doctors on the team looking over things. What I will say is her feedback to me was great news, in that everything is normal. Your diet and exercise regimen is working well. Losing a little bit of weight will add to overall fitness and longevity. And I think that's an interesting comment to make to someone who is like, I'm probably still like 10% body fat or slightly under, or maybe. And so to lose weight doesn't really make sense. And it's because they ask for some other information. So they want like your body weight, your height, stuff like that. They also ask about like how much cardio do you do, how many like steps do you do, how much weight training you do, which I think is really great, because then they take that into consideration when assessing your results. Gives them context, and we know how key that is. But obviously my body weight is probably in the overweight category, so which is why she's probably kind of suggesting that. So yeah, it's just kind of funny to see that. But yeah, generally when I've had these back, there hasn't been anything that doctor is saying that would impact what I need to do. And it kind of confirms my bias that if you have a wholesome, well-rounded diet, and you're otherwise a healthy individual, and like people in your family and stuff haven't had these like high cholesterol, and it could be a genetic thing, then you're probably going to come back and just have quite normal, good results. So if you are thinking, hey, I don't really want to have to go through all that hassle to get blood work done again, it kind of confirms my bias that it's not something that is a must, but it's definitely a nice to have. And I also wanted to see if my biofeedback in terms of how I was feeling aligned with the objective feedback. So for example, I know my I know my libido is there, better than it was in prep for sure, but definitely not where it's been before. And that kind of confirms, hey, it's there, so I've got low testosterone, but it's not as high as it's been before. And I probably, when it's higher, when I get to higher levels of body fat and further from stage, it will probably confirm that it's higher. So it's quite nice that it kind of confirms some of the biofeedback in that way too. But yeah, I guess that's my kind of summary of the process there, using the Thriva auto draw device, blood work in general, where I'm at. And yeah, I guess I'll leave this here, guys. If you have any questions surrounding any of it, please do drop them below. Otherwise, I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.